Hey guys, Carol here, artist of Only Trees, and I've completed the DNA tree. Are you still interested? Okay, stay tuned. So, what I have learned so far, creating a DNA type shape tree. I can tell you first off that 24 inches of wire is not long enough. I haven't quite figured out how long if you want continuing wire so that you don't have to add on. So this is what or how I started. So bear with me. This is practice straight out. Me with you practicing together. All right, so I'm using a 20 gauge wire, which is really thick to work with when you're trying to create something like this. In fact, I think I might even try it with the 22 gauge next time. Here I started out with 6 strands of copper wire 20 gauge, and I have 6 strands of 20 gauge copper wire here on this side. All right. These guys, believe it or not, are an add-on wire because 24 inches just isn't long enough for the piece that I'm working on. So probably we'll have to start over, but I just wanted to show you trial and errors with everything that we're creating and the amount of wire that we go through when we are practicing. So I made it up to this point, and I made it up to here, so now I'm going to show you how I got to this point. So starting here at the bottom, I twisted 10.5 turns on 6 pieces of wire and just left some loose stuff on the end. So, go in maybe 3 inches when you're starting on one end and 10.5 turns. Again, with the other 6 pieces of wire, 10.5 turns. Now I got to this point and connected them and so on and so forth till I got to this point, and this is how I did it. So I have my 6 strands of wire here, and I have my 6 strands of wire here. I took 2 of the 6 strands here and twisted 13.5 turns with the 2 strands. And then with the other group, I took 2 pieces of the 20 gauge wire and did 12.5 turns on this side. Now it's time to connect. Okay. And this is where I made a spacer. And this spacer now goes into this point. Okay. It's just holding it in place. It's a little bit easier that way. The spacer that I made for this particular one is 1 inch long by a little bit more than a half an inch high. All right, so here I am taking the 12.5 turned wire that I had, and I'm bringing it over. I'm going to take one of the wires that I twisted, get the other one out of the way, and pull one from the grouping of those 4 wires that are standing up, and twisting just like 2 half turns or 1 full turn, just so I have a connection. So that's 1 full turn or 2 half turns. Connecting it to the other side. I'm left-handed, so it's so much easier for me, and I think that you're seeing it. So here's the other strand that I twisted, 12 half turns, bringing it over, pushing one of the wires aside, grabbing it on there, all right, and twisting 1 half turn, or 2 half turns, or 1 full turn. There you go. Now I can take that spacer out. And that's what I have. All right, that's how I got to this point. Now, the full turn that I did there, I'm going to push one of those wires up, which gives me the 4. I'm going to take this single wire and wrap it around, up through, okay? Let me do that again. Around, up, through, right? And now I'm going to do like a wrapping around this. I'm going to call it a DNA strand because I don't know what else to call it, but these two that are connected. Okay, get that one out of the way. This is the one that I pulled through. And I'm just going to take my time and get as close as I can with each wire. Pulling it nice and tight. Well, like I said, I think the next one I try is going to be with the 22 gauge wire, not the 20 gauge wire. But it's all about practicing. If you can see what I'm doing here is I'm wrapping these 2 strands together so that it looks like this. All right, this is where I got so far. If this is something that you're interested in, the DNA tree, hit that subscribe button, push the bell button, you'll get those alerts. I'm going to put this in different parts, so I'll put it into a playlist. Hey guys, have an awesome day, and we will talk soon.